Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew Knopp. I am one of the directors at Franklin Central, and I'm going to share a little bit of information with you about our calendars, some important dates coming up, Remind, which is a wonderful way to communicate, as well as Safe Visitor. So, buckle up. Here we go. Hopefully, you are on the choir website page right now with the new parent meeting. And right now, we're in section 2, Calendar Remind and Safe Visitor. So what I will take you through is, as we're talking about our website in general, there's so much information that is in here. So when you see our homepage here, the first tab is always going to be info. And that is a great way to find out what's going on, some important things that are going on with the department. The very first thing that's going to pop up is the calendar. We try our hardest to make sure that you have all the dates and times that you'll need for the entire school year. We have the entire school year mapped out from this coming June through July of 2021. Not to say that some things change, things come up, pandemics, but we will do our best to communicate at least a month in advance if something does change, and to make sure that your students are well prepared as well as able to adjust their schedule accordingly. So we have this awesome program called Charms, and we have been able to embed the calendar into our website. So as you can see here, it has all the dates for everything that goes on in the department. Now, not everything in here might apply to your student. Some things will apply for some choirs, some things will apply for other choirs. So the nice thing is you are able to click on these and also see, oh, what is this? Summer show choir camp. Oh, how interesting. Great. And that will be for certain groups in the summer. When you eventually get your Charms login, it will be a little more advanced calendar. So in the Charms, you're able to see which groups it is, locations, and those kind of things as well. But once we get you there, that'll help. But if you need a quick little reminder as to what's going on, this is a wonderful place to see that. Obviously, some months are easier than others. September, we got our fall concert. But once we get into October, things really start getting a little more crazy. And by the time we get to December, you really need to start paying attention to what's going on as we get into Sounds of the Season and show choir rehearsals and those kind of things. So, oh, cool. Wow, this is great. I love all this information. Golly, I wish I could have it on my own personal devices. Well, let me help you figure that out. So we have here, back on this, the calendar sync required action items. So we want to make sure that you are doing this and syncing this calendar to all the places that are important to you. When you click on this, you will see here, depending on what type of phone you have, most of us are going to fall in the iPhones or Android phones category. iPhones, you will want to basically just go to this website, the new parent meeting tab on the website, and you will go through the instructions on your phone to add that in there. The most important thing is that you're copying this URL as carefully as you can. If you have to type it out, that's going to be a nightmare for you. So if you do this in your phone, you're able to copy it and put it into your phone as it's needed. So if you go through and follow step by step what it will tell you to do, great. If you have an Android, wonderful. If you're somehow living in 2004 and have a BlackBerry, I don't even know if they make those anymore, but Charms has given information how to sync your BlackBerry phone. Follow the steps in here as well as your Windows phone. So you have a bunch of different options on how to do it. So find the type of phone you have, it'll sync it all right in there. Boom, she's ready to go. Let's say you're like, I just sync my phone to my calendars. Great, let me show you how to do that. It is super easy. If I go over here to my calendar in Google, want to get into Google Calendar, so easy to do. You go in here, you click on your settings. Boop. And you want to add a calendar. You want to subscribe to a calendar. You head back over here to the Charms info thing. Oh, look at this. It's already highlighted for us. Boop. Copy that sucker. Go back over here, add a calendar from a URL. Boop, boop. Right in there. If you're feeling frisky and you want to make it public to the world, you can click this or not. I don't know. You add the calendar. Yeah, head back on over then to your calendar itself. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's in my Google Calendar. How convenient. Ugh, it doesn't get any better. Let's say you're feeling really frisky and you have a Mac and you want to put it into a device like that. Also, really simple to do. Ooh, wrong button. If you go to File and you want a new calendar subscription, again, you take that URL, paste that sucker in there, subscribe. What do you want to call it? I'm going to call it FC Choirs Calendar. That, then all of a sudden, it will pop in there for you. Check it out. It's all there. So if you ever sync your phone to your computer, that's a great way to do it. Obviously, if you have any other device, it should have everything that you need in those instructions. So just make sure that you're following along with that and you should be all set to go. Back here, so hopefully you've now synced your phone. Obviously, pause this whenever you need, get caught up, come back when you're ready for us. The next thing is remind. Hopefully, you and your student have already done this. When we first sent out information to just be able to get in contact with you guys, since this whole nightmare pandemic-y thing has been going on, you should have received a text message, an email, something that had the remind codes in it. We solemnly swear that we will not send you more information here than we have to. Parents, if you want to join the student one, you're welcome to. You might also get text messages saying rehearsal starts in 10 minutes, make sure you're in your heels. But for the most part, especially for the parents, we'll say, hey, awards took longer than we thought, we're going to be a little late getting back. Or don't forget, we have fundraiser pickup at door 3W, come get your stuff at these times. So we promise we're not going to give you more information than you actually need. We're not going to blow up your phone every 10 minutes saying, oh my gosh, look at your kids, aren't they so cute? We might do that. But it will be at most a once a week kind of thing, if not even, especially in slower times, once a month. So go ahead, students, what you're going to do is start a text message, a brand new text message to 81010, and then find the choir that you are in or choirs. And then in the body of the message, you're going to put the @ sign, and then it's usually like ACSTU 21 or VARSTU 21, whatever the code might be for you. Hit send. If you're new to Remind, it will ask you to fill in some information like your first name, your last name. Are you a student? Are you a parent? Those kind of things. Please don't put in like your nickname, like Huggy Bear. We don't know who Huggy Bear is. So sometimes you're able to text us back if you have a question. And if I get a question and it says, Huggy Bear, what time are we meeting? I'm like, I don't know. And that makes me feel uncomfortable. So if you have your real name in there, that's also helpful. Parents, for you guys, start a text message to 81010. Find the ensembles that your student's in. I don't know which ensemble my kid's in. Ask them, they'll know. So let's say I'm a chamber parent. You'd put in CC Par 21. My personal favorite, varsity, Vars Par. That just sounds like some kind of shellac that you'd put on a table. Hit send. Again, if it asks you to put in some information, please do so. We don't recommend that you actually get the Remind app. The Remind app is more if you're the person who's sending that, not necessarily the ones who's receiving it, and it makes things a little more confusing on your end. So you'll just get text messages. So if you haven't done that, please do that at this point. The next thing is the Safe Visitor. So this is something that Franklin Township Schools uses to make sure that anyone entering the building and helping us is someone who doesn't have a criminal record, isn't someone who's going to possibly harm your child. So it's a safety thing. We just want to make sure everybody is on this as much as possible. So if you're ever going to volunteer for anything, this is a great way to make sure that your butt is covered by Franklin Township Schools. So you go through and you can follow the instructions here. If you already have another student in another school and you volunteered, you've probably done this already, and I believe it's good for 2 years. I'm not exactly sure where we can get a list to see who is on that list and who isn't. We're working on that, and as soon as we find out, we can let you know, like, hey, yours expired last year, or nope, don't worry about it, you're good for 2 years. But if you're like, I've never heard of this, I've never done it before, this is a great way to make sure that you are ready to go for that. Because the school will probably ask for that information as you come in, if you're ever especially coming in during a school day. So those are the big things that I have for you. Please feel free to reach out. My email is andrew.knaup, Knaup, @ftcsc.org. Again, that's andrew.knaup @ftcsc.org. And don't forget, when we have this awesome website here, look at this, look at this. If you go down to the bottom, if you ever need to get in contact with any of us, our information is down here as well. So if you really feel like even calling, you're a person that really enjoys that good old landline feel, there it is for you. Go ahead and look at that and let us know. With the calendar, also, if you're like, oh, when is that concert going to be? Oh, gosh, I wish I could remember that. We will upload all of our concerts in here for the coming year. We still have some of this season's on there, but we'll be changing those over really soon. Another awesome thing that you could potentially look at is if you are on the important dates right here. These are all of our concerts, contests, big performances that we have, all that kind of stuff, and super, super important rehearsals. It's not the full calendar. This by no means is the full calendar. However, it does give you a quick rundown, like, oh man, I can't wait. We're going to book a cruise because Corona has made these cruises so cheap for fall break. Can't wait. Well, just remember that if you have a student who's in Encores or Singers or High Voltage, we do have a fall camp. So it's things like that. Spring break this year is wide open. But if you're like, ooh, my niece is getting married on, oh golly, what day is it? February 13th. Is that important? Oh my gosh, February 13th. Oh my gosh, my kid's in Accents. We're at Pike that day. This just gives you a real quick, these are the super, super, super important dates. Every date that we put in the calendar is important, but these are the ones that are contests, concerts, things, performances that your kids are working towards and will want to be a part of. So that's what you can take a look at. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free, call, email, check out the website, www.fcchoirs.org, and you'll get a lot of what you need there. Congratulations, welcome everyone. Hope to see you at the beginning of next year if we have something that looks like a school year. Love you all, can't wait to see you. Bye-bye.